Hello and welcome to Money Talks. I'm your host, Ed Marshall. So glad you could be with us. We're talking workforce development during this half hour. It's one of our good news stories. And we have lots more talking about entrepreneurship as well as some money that's being raised to help colleges here in the community. All of that and more when we come back.
Louisiana needs a hero.
Someone to look after it.
Preserve it.
We have to do something now.
If everybody took care of their spot, we wouldn't have this conversation.
We all have to do our part.
The power is yours. All you have to do is pick it up.
Care about it. Protect it. Save it.
Be an everyday hero.
Keep Louisiana beautiful.
Well, welcome back to Money Talks. You know, the big secret is out, and we're glad it is, and that is that Delgado Community College really doesn't operate like a community college anymore. It's one of the leading educational facilities in this state. And one of the areas that's really big in concentration, of course, has to do with the maritime industry. I'm so pleased to welcome back to the show Mr. Rick Schwab, who is the Senior Director of the Maritime Training Center over at Delgado.
Thank you for having me back. Thank you for having me.
As always, you're the man out there that's making things happen. For folks out there who don't understand what the Maritime Training Center is and does,
well, we're out at New Orleans East in the Michoud area. By the NASA facility. We have been there since 1978. I haven't been there since 1978. We've been training people in the maritime and oil and gas industry. Anyone that works in maritime transportation or oil and gas related jobs has to have Coast Guard approved training. So that's what we've been doing quietly, and we've been doing a very good job of it. We're recognized internationally.
Yeah, and it's taken off now.
And it's taken
so
off.
much so we had to do a new building. Tell us about that. I mean,
well, the new building's in the works for a long time. I thought I would be retired before I see the new building, but it's come along. We've been working on the building for over 12 years. The building is going to be a year old this week, actually. And we had the soft opening on April 1st, so April Fool's Day, because we thought that would be a perfect day to have the building since it took so long to build. The building took 326 days, and we have an extraordinary building. It is state-of-the-art, corporate training at its best. And this is what we do. We train people that work in an industry that is career-driven, true career paths, and a very, very good living for the citizens of Louisiana.
Because most people, when they go through that process, these are very high-end paying jobs.
Yes, we're in the high-demand jobs for the state of Louisiana. This is an industry that has a career path. You can go from a deckhand to a captain in 5 years. You can triple, quadruple your salary in that period of time, and it's a job that has legs and longevity. So it's a job that's also had transferable skills. As we found in Katrina, a lot of the people had to move out because of losing homes or losing businesses. Those industries could transfer to another area. They still run up and down the river. They still work in the Gulf of Mexico. And of course, you got people that might be a domestic, which we call domestic, which would be inland waterways, that would transfer those skills and go internationally and work in other areas.
And speaking of internationally, you all had people from some 13 countries come to train?
I mean, the school has been open, like I said, April 1st was our grand opening, our soft opening. We've had over 5,000 students come to our school, and we've had 13 but 13 countries represented that are sending people to us. So we're an international school. We're also a local and regional school. But we're very, very excited about all the new things coming on down the pipeline with Panama Canal, with the new airport, with the new Copa Airlines and the new British Airways. That's all things that's going to make us help us with our students.
So the timing is really perfect.
Perfect. We have a world-class facility. I recommend anyone that wants to see a true corporate community college facility come by and visit us.
The only thing is they wouldn't know it was a community college facility because it looks like it's just a big, huge facility sitting out on its own, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's one of the things that we're very proud of, is the fact that we're making a new model for the state. This is what we do. We train people in upper level incomes. We have people that come in from all over the world. So you have to have facilities not only match our educational level at Delgado, which always has been quality education, but our area as far as the institution, as far as facilities, have suffered because we've had some setbacks with Katrina and those type of things.
Exactly.
But the new buildings are on mark, and kudos to the state for allowing these wonderful architects and wonderful builders to be
and our board member on the foundation board of Delgado, Mr. Billy Seisler, he's super architectural man. He's been in there with you.
Yeah, Billy and Tommy Brown, Billy Seisler and Brown and Tommy Brown have been cheerleaders for us for I would say over 12 years. And we had this vision, and we made a vision work. And when we got it funded through the state through a bond issue many years ago, we wanted to bring it back to New Orleans East, and we wanted to bring it back to where we originally had our first facility. And it's really worked out well because the facility is an additional 3.3 acres. And now we have 6.6 acres, but it looks like it's always been there.
Exactly.
And and it looks really, it's cool because state of the art. We have a facility. Of course, our facility runs 7 days a week. We run 24 hours a day because whatever people need to train in, that's what we do. So our facility is I'm very proud to say, it has a complete generator system that keeps us running no matter what.
That's super.
And when we had this bad storm with the tornado a couple of months ago, we did not lose power.
Wow.
Okay, we were one of the few that did not lose power in facilities.
Test for you.
It was a great test. We were, NASA, sorry to say, got hit pretty good, building 350. We were probably 1,000 yards from the tornado. So we skated by that. But, since the building took so long to build, we feel that the building's blessed. So
within that building, of course, you have what's called a simulator, and a lot of people want to come in and try it out. And tell us what the simulator is.
Well, we have three world-class simulators that are ship and towboat simulators, and you can go in so many different ports. You can do so many different vessels, and it recreates the waterways just like you are in a real vessel.
Right.
Our vessels are tailored to the ship models that are made, so their characteristics, all their dimensions, everything are catered to the vessel like it works in real waterways.
Yeah.
So we have three of those. We also have a state-of-the-art simulation with incident response, incident command training that we're training oil and gas people on, where we can actually take Google Earth and recreate their site and come back and train them in either active shooter, hazmat, firefighting, or any type of oil spill. And we can do that, and we can train that because all our building is tied in with Wi-Fi, and we can use 5 or 6. Plus, we can bring them where they actually have a command center inside our new building, and they can go fight the fires on the fire field.
Fantastic.
So,
I of course, I got behind the simulator, and let's just say that the captain of the Titanic had nothing on me.
at least you didn't leave the ship.
At least I didn't leave the ship. Exactly. We could go on and talk about it, but it's just great to have you on, and it's great to know that workforce development is in place and doing good things. People are retooling, people are coming in and providing jobs for this area. Appreciate you coming in, and I'm going to come back out and I'm going to get back on that simulator and make sure I can navigate down the waterway.
Not a problem. We'll retool you. That's not a problem.
Right.
You might have a profession in the navigation.
You never know. Rick, thanks for coming in.
All right, thank you so much.
All righty. That's Mr. Rick Schwab, who is a senior director of training out at the Maritime Center at Delgado, and just doing a super fantastic job in terms of helping with the job market here in this state as well as other countries. We'll have more when we come back, so please stay with us.
Congregations are coming together.
We are empowering our congregations to become the eyes and ears
to speak up against crimes and violent activity in our neighborhoods.
Through the power of prayer and divine providence,
we can stop the cycle of violence.
Speak up for families.
Speak up for our youth.
Speak up for our future.
Together, we can make the city we love safe for all. For help with a loved one's case or to report a crime, call us at 822-1111 or visit crimestoppersgno.org.
Money Talks extends congratulations to a new medical venture that's developed tests to diagnose a serious intestinal disease that affects about 6,000 premature babies every year. The company, Chosen Diagnostics, is the winner of this year's JEDCO Challenge. Each year, the Jefferson Economic Development Corporation awards $20,000 to one of the innovative startup companies competing for funds and the prestigious recognition. Here's a look at this year's winner.
Chosen Diagnostics was built on the premise that we can help patients in their health care by personalizing their treatment. And so the product that we have right now is a test for preterm infants, and it's a common and devastating bowel disease known as NEC, or necrotizing enterocolitis. 30% of the infants actually die and don't survive it, and another 30% usually, I would say 20 to 30% usually have surgery. And so that leads to long-term health complications for the remainder of their lives.
It's almost like the Bermuda Triangle of the NICU. You know, like we have so many diagnostic tests for all these other things, but we don't know like exactly what causes it. And there's a lot of things that we do to try to prevent it, but it's frustrating not having a better grip on catching it early and how to prevent it.
I was approached actually about 1.5 years ago by the neonatologists to collaborate and develop a test for this disease. There were physicians who were incredibly frustrated with the lack of progress, and it's been about 30 or 40 years in which there's been no change in the diagnostic ability. And they are upset when they watch these infants, and they're upset with their lack of clinical utility and ability to handle these situations. And the way one doctor put it to me was, it's a baby killer. And you can just see there's this phobia about this disease.
It can be a very, emotional roller coaster for families. A lot of them, these babies have been here for a significant time. They've had a lot of hurdles that they've overcome. They're approaching discharge, and you've been talking with families about, the progress that their babies have made. And due to the progressive nature of this disease, within a matter of hours, you're calling them back and saying, this disease has now taken over. Your baby may never be normal again. Your baby may not even survive this.
Over the course of my career, and even before then, we've made great progress in many diseases that involve premature babies. But necrotizing enterocolitis is one of those diseases we still don't have a good grasp of. We still sometimes recognize it too late, and too late to make a difference in the baby's life. So the key potential here is that this product may allow us to recognize this disease at a time when we can prevent it from actually becoming worse than it's going to be.
I think there's an innate sense in all of us to protect our young, and it's a fierce drive. When you think about that, it's meaningful if you could say, I saved 2,000 lives each year because of this test. I think there are a lot of interesting innovations and a lot of interesting entrepreneurs that are developing our whole economic ecosystem, and I'm really, really privileged to just be part of it. But for myself personally, I think if you want to help motivate and move the development of medical technology, and you want to participate and help advance what is available to our children and to improve their outcomes in life and give them a fighting chance, I think you should consider Chosen Diagnostics.
A number of companies in Jefferson Parish support the JEDCO Challenge. We spoke with One Bank's Chief Executive Officer about why sponsoring the event is so important to the local economy. Here's Carl Chaney.
This unique competitive program provides opportunities for entrepreneurs in Jefferson Parish because it gives them a platform to showcase their ideas for economic growth. Equipped with their early on stage ventures, we help unite them with local business leaders and serve as a conduit to direct capital, mentorship, and business resources.
We'll have more, so stay with us.
What's the best thing about Delgado? You. Delgado helps you achieve your goals, earn a college degree, learn job skills, improve your life. Brand new facilities, lots of locations, outstanding teachers, and flexible class schedules. Delgado offers everything you need to succeed. Know what else? Delgado costs less, half as much as a state university, and you can transfer there when you're done here. Apply now. Delgado Community College, education that works for you.
Well, many of us can only imagine what kind of huge financial challenges face families who have children with pediatric brain cancer. Well, there's an organization in our area with a very lighthearted name that does some very serious fundraising to help those families meet expenses. Kevin Reed talks about this year's very successful fundraiser by Hogs for the Cause. Kevin Reed, take it away.
The event went very well this year. You know, we changed our venue to out by UNO lakefront area, which was terrific. We had great crowds. Good crowds showed up. Everybody enjoyed the smoked pork and the whole hog. Very successful because, you know, the objective is to raise money for families who have children with pediatric brain cancer. It started about 9 years ago, and the teams have grown since then. And there was one young boy who had suffered from pediatric brain cancer, and that's kind of where the idea, the genesis came from. It was originally held up on the Butterfly behind Alden Park, and it has migrated to a much larger venue, an event that now attracts up to about 95 to 100 teams that compete to raise money. Yeah, we are very fortunate. First NBC helped donate money to Hogs for the Cause, and in particular the swine crew. And we're glad to have some of those folks on board as our members and helping out where they can. You know, it's one of those things that if you can give back, it's so much more than just doing. And here it's something that we all have fun engaged in, raising that money and then giving it back to families who truly need it and deserve it.
What a great cause. Well, this year's New Orleans Mayor's Masked Ball raised $1.7 million for the United Negro College Fund. UNCF is the nation's largest minority education organization and supports students' education and development through scholarships and other programs. It helps more than 60,000 students at some 1,100 colleges across the country. Among the member institutions locally benefiting from UCF funding are Dillard University and Xavier University right here in the New Orleans area. It was a great fundraiser and a good time was had by all, including yours truly. Well, welcome back. Each year, a dynamic group of area businessmen and women known as the Delgado College Foundation Board sponsors a major fundraiser called a roast. The board develops private financial resources for the college to help promote educational programs, fund scholarships, and to seek external revenues and advocacy support for the college. This year, Liberty Bank President and CEO Alden MacDonald will be roasted. We talked with Mr. MacDonald about being selected. Here's what he had to say.
Hi, I'm Alden MacDonald, President and CEO of Liberty Bank. On Friday, April 21st, I will be roasted by some of my closest friends and associates. Trust me, I wouldn't do this if it was not for a great cause. The roast of the town, Roasting Alden MacDonald, is an annual fundraiser for the Delgado Community College.
And community leader Ann Duplessis, who is also an executive at Liberty Bank and a new board member on the Delgado Foundation Board, was instrumental in helping to get the event rolling.
Well, I think Mr. MacDonald's reaction at first was a little nervous, hesitant, but then immediately he realized what a great honor it is to have been asked and chosen to roast. And I think the primary reason is because it is for such a great cause. Delgado has been educating our families, many of whom are customers of Liberty Bank, and he realizes that and is very supportive of educational issues, and so he's then became extremely excited. The dollars are going towards providing scholarships for individuals to attend Delgado. The dollars are also going to actually just support the institution with all of the infrastructure needs and other educational needs of the school. We have a really great lineup of individuals and friends who will be roasting Mr. MacDonald. We have Paul Pastrick, who is the former superintendent of education for the state of Louisiana. We have Norman Robinson, Lambert Bossier, Councilman Jared Brissett. We have the famous Leah Chase, who will bring the house down. It is really going to be a great event with lots of fun, and I'm sure these individuals have a lot of stories that they can tell.
The Delgado Roast is being held at Harrah's New Orleans Theater on Friday, April 21st. The reception is at 7 p.m. and the roast starts at 8. For more information, you can go to the Delgado College website. Attendees, by the way, must be at least 21 years of age and older. Should be a lot of fun. Well, it's time now for community leader Ashton Ryan and the Ask Ashton segment. Our question comes today from a local attorney in the Central Business District.
Hi, Ashton. My name's Jeff Clement, an attorney in New Orleans. My question for you is the new administration in Washington has made it clear that it plans to change Dodd-Frank. How do you see that unfolding?
Dodd-Frank was a great example of a real problem dealt with by a bureaucracy and such that it went way, way, way overboard. They still haven't finished writing all the rules for Dodd-Frank. As long as that's been outstanding, I think they had some, I don't know, thousands and thousands and thousands of rules they had to write in order to make the application of Dodd-Frank to the environment of business. There was definitely legitimate issues that needed to be dealt with in the mortgage arena and in some other parts of the banking business. But the reality check is that all of us have now under a tremendous burden that really is, frankly, killing small banks. Many small banks are scared to death of the penalties, scared to death of doing things that they've done for 30 and 40 and 50 years well, and never have treated a customer unfairly. And so I think that the new administration seized upon that issue and agrees with it. Also, I think there are statistics that show Dodd-Frank has resulted in a lot less lending going on, and that means people are not getting, the economy's not growing, people are not getting access to the capital they need in order to grow their business and expand or to start new businesses. And I think all that, again, is detrimental to our economic well-being. So I really do believe that Dodd-Frank was a needed change, but as typical with government, went way, way overboard. The pendulum has swung as far as it can get. It didn't even finish swinging yet, but I think it's already going to swing back, and I think the new administration will do a good job of trying to save the good parts of Dodd-Frank that were needed to protect consumers and make sure consumers are dealt with fairly, but at the same time, do it in a way that doesn't require people to hire 27 auditors for every transaction they got.
And if you have a question, you can write to us by simply going to our Facebook page, Money Talks with Ed Marshall, and we'll get that question in. Well, that's going to do it for Money Talks for this month. Until next time, do something good for yourself and do something good for someone else. And remember, it's your money, make it work for you. Until next time, I'm Ed Marshall, and we'll see you.